said it, right? Polyrhythms. Now, poly means more than one. Not like poly one cracker, not like that poly. Polyrhythm means more than one rhythm. So I'm playing one rhythm here, right? Now watch. I'm going to turn it into a polyrhythm just by doing this. More than one rhythm. And also, I'm adding syncopation. This is the straight beat. Just a straight 1, 2, 3, 4. So, when I play it with my other hand, I'm adding in something called syncopation. Can everyone say syncopation? Syncopation. Syncopation spelled S. Syncopation. So when you listen to jazz, R&B, soul, even rap music, it has a lot of syncopation. Some people call it playing on the offbeat. This is the main beat, the straight beat. It has accents. to show you another instrument, but before we leave this one, who remembers the name of this drum? Djembe. Now it's easy to remember, it's like a person's name. It's like, okay, say if somebody's first name was Jim, right? And their last name is what? Bay. So this drum is called what? Djembe, okay? Sometimes you'll see it spelled D-J-I-M-B-E. Sometimes it's spelled D-J-E-M-B-E. Sometimes it's spelled like that. So that's djembe. Now, I want to show you another instrument that I brought. I brought a couple of other instruments. But this instrument is called shekere. Can everybody say shekere? Now in Ghana, this one came from Ghana. And they actually call it ahache. Yes, that's right. Ahache. Remember I told you about accents, right? So the accent, how many syllables? Ahache. That's 3 syllables. And the accent is on which syllable? Is it on the first syllable? No. Is it on the second syllable? No. Is it on the third syllable? Yes. Ahache. And so, sometimes you play like this. So that's kind of like the same rhythm I was playing on the drums, right? So the shekere is made out of a gourd. A gourd is like a squash. It's like a watermelon. It's in the vine. It has a vine. See, there's a vine that came out of here that went to the ground. Grew out of the ground. Sometimes they'll grow on the fence, they'll put them in there. The vine will run and they'll grow on the fence. So it's like in the pumpkin or squash family. Everybody likes squash, right? Anyway, eat your vegetables, eat your vegetables. So anyway, so this is shekere, ahache. So different ones, we have different sizes. You know, they come in different shapes and sizes. And I have some other shakers too. And this one has a piece of a board on the bottom. Okay? This is a shaker. It has a piece of a board. You see how it's kind of round? Can you see how it's kind of round on the bottom? Okay? So these you can play 2 at a time like this also. Now, since you're at home, do you think anything that you can think of anything, any way to make these out of something around the house? What do you think? Let's see. What's possibly inside of here? Let's see. If somebody said beans, yes. If somebody said rocks, yes. If somebody said popcorn, yes. Whatever you might want to put in there to make the sound. And what would you put it in anyway? What could you put it in? Maybe you could put it in a soda can. Yes. A drink can if you finish drinking your drink. Or you can put it in a plastic bottle. Also. So, after you finish drinking your water, and drink your water because it's hot outside too. Drink your water. Water's good for your brain. H2O, oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen is good for your brain. So water, you know. Anyway, after you finish drinking your water, then you can find some popcorn and maybe put it inside. And put the top back on. And make sure you put the top back on, because if you don't put the top back on, what's going to happen? You're going to have popcorn everywhere. Anyway, but put the top back on. So then you can shake it. Put popcorn, beans, whatever. So you can find different things. Once again, those little plastic buckets that I talked about, that something may come in, maybe like butter or something that may, whatever, with a little plastic top on it, those little, you know what I'm talking about. So same thing. You can put the top on it. After you put something in, put the top on it, and you can shake it like this. Now, if you want to make it artwork, see in Africa, everything is arts and crafts also. It's sculpture. So this drum, for instance, was sculpted. Somebody did a sculpture. They sculptured this drum. See how it's shaped? You know, of course, this is a wooden drum that came from a tree. The tree wasn't shaped like this, so somebody sculpted this drum. And they put some markings on it. You know, so different drums have different markings and shape. So if you make your instrument, you can also decorate your instrument. You can decorate. You see how these colors are? So maybe you can even wrap some paper around it, right? And get some crayons or some, you know, pencil markers and make your own design on your instrument. And you have your own instrument that you made yourself and designed it the way you wanted to. Okay? So, that's all. Let's see what else. I have an example, as a matter of fact. I like drinking tea. So, I have this little can with some tea. And both of them sound different. I forgot what I put in. Maybe beans in here. Maybe rice in here. Because it's soft. So let me ask you. This is a lesson in something we call acoustics, which is the science of sound. If you put big rocks in this one and put rice in this one, which one is going to be louder? Would it be this one or this one? Who says this one? Raise your hand. Who says this one? Raise your hand. Well, if you said this was going to be louder, you're exactly right. But you can still play them together and they'll both have two different sounds. So you can find things around the house to make musical instruments out of. And also, you know, you can tap on this one too. Let's see if I have a little stick somewhere. Let's see if I have a small stick somewhere that I can show you that you can also tap on. Oh, I know where. I have a little stick. This is a big stick though. So you can make your own instruments at home. Be creative. Be creative. And make some of your own instruments. And decorate them if you like to as well. Okay? So that's just something about some of these other instruments that I brought. And so after, hopefully, we'll just say when this COVID stuff is calmed down, we'll get back to our regular classes in the circle. And you'll get a chance to play some of these other drums that I brought. Oh, I have another little bell here too as well. Clap along with that rhythm. Okay? So that's this little bell. Now these other drums that I have, let me show you these. This is getting us ready for the next time we get together, so you know something about these drums. So this drum, these two drums are called, can everybody say sangba? So these drums, you can play with your hands also. But also you can play them with sticks. Same thing. If you want a softer sound, of course, you play with your hands. Once again, the steady beat. And add the other rhythm in for syncopation to make it a, what kind of rhythm did I say? When you play more than one rhythm at the same time? Who remembers? Polyrhythm. If you say polyrhythm, you're exactly right. P-O-L-Y. Polyrhythm. Here we go. So now this one I have a bell attached to this one. Sometimes we'll attach a bell to the side of a drum. And we'll do it like this. Let me show you this bell so you can see what it looks like. Sometimes they call this a banana bell. I wonder why they call it a banana bell. Because it's shaped like an apple, right? Is that right? Because it's shaped like a lemon, shaped like an orange. Oh yeah, that's right. It's shaped like a banana. That's why they call it a banana bell. Okay, here we go. Sangba, with the orange bell on the side. Oh, excuse me, banana bell. Because it's shaped like a banana, as you can see. Okay? So that's these drums. Now we have different sizes of these drums that are made like this. Now, these two drums, the skin that's on these are cow skins. And normally the skins that we put on djembe are goat. But sometimes we put a calf skin on it. Thinner skins go on djembes. Thicker skins go on the sangbas. And another one that's a little bigger than this that we call the dum dum. Because when we hit these with sticks, sticks can take it. But if you hit the stick too hard on the djembe, guess what's going to happen? It's gonna break it. So we don't really use sticks on djembe drums because there's a thinner skin and the skin will break. So this is a hand drum. Djembe is a hand drum. And the samba drums are stick drums. But you can use it with your hands too, as I said before. Play with these a little bit. Let's see. And you can play along. So when we call loud or soft, we call it dynamics. That's what we call it when we're playing loud. So we use dynamics in music. So that's what makes music have a different feel to, have a good feel to it. Sometimes you're playing soft. Sometimes you play loud for excitement. Sometimes you play soft, once again, to kind of soothe things down or calm it down a little bit. So we use dynamics in music to help liven the music up. Yeah. Okay, so that's these instruments. Now, let's see. I'm gonna do a different kind of a rhythm. Basically, what I've been playing so far is in 4/4 rhythm. So I'm gonna do something in a 6/8 rhythm. Now, 6/8 is also a common rhythmic time signature in African music too. 6/8. And no matter what, just remember the pulse of the music. When you remember the pulse, the pulse is like the main beats and also accents I told you about before. So I'm playing the accents here, which is causing the, what's that S word again? Syncopation. Everybody say syncopation. Say syncopate. Syncopate. So you've got some vocabulary words today as well that you could look up. Syncopate. What else? Dynamics. And whatever other words I use, you remember, you'll know. You all are geniuses. Whoever's on this lesson today, you are a genius. Just let me let you know that. I want to let you know that right away, before I forget about it. You all are geniuses out there. You're very smart and intelligent. You listen well, and you're going to do well in school. Whatever kind of school you're going to be in, home school, virtual school, whatever. Anyway, just let you know you're a genius. You can learn anything in the world that you want to learn. So now, we have about another, how many more minutes do we have? So anyway, we're going to do 6/8 rhythm. Just remember the pulse of the music. The time signature is one thing. That's just to let you know, for, say if you're reading music on a sheet of paper, it's going to have a time signature. It's going to have 4/4 times. It's going to look like a fraction on the paper, right? 3/4, 4/4, 6/8. It looks like a fraction on the sheet music. That's to let you know what time signature you're in. So anyway, so that's a 6/8 rhythm. But all you have to remember basically, as I said before, just think about the pulse. Still like it's a straight beat. goes something like this. Something like. So that gives you an idea about the 6/8 rhythm. Now it's about time to wind up. So before we go, I want to play for you one of the songs on the CD that I recorded. This CD is called, what I just told you all a little while ago that you all are what? You are a what? What was that G word? What was that G word? Yeah, genius, that's right. So I recorded an album, a CD called I Am a Genius. And so, as I began to go to schools over 40 years ago, I started finding out that the children were geniuses because they were listening to the music and learning things that I was teaching them through the songs. So I just decided to go on and write a song called I Am a Genius. It goes like this. It's call and response. Now call and response is a way that we teach and play music in Africa. I'll say something, you say it right after me. Call and response. And in Africa, what we call rap is kebetu. And it's about positivity. We don't say bad things in the rap. It's about learning and education and knowledge. So I'm a Genius goes like this. All you have to do is just read out the beat. Say I am a genius. I am a genius. I will learn everything that my teacher teaches me. Talking about yourself, you know, you might be talking about somebody else. That's cool too. But make sure you're talking about yourself. Show yourself. Here we go. Say I am a genius. Say I am a genius. I will learn everything that my teacher teaches me. Because I am a genius. Whoever it may be, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, you all turn to each other and point to each other and say like this. Here we go. We go. Say, you are a genius. You are a genius. You can learn everything that your teacher teaches you. Because you
It's Facebook.
Facebook Live. Okay. We want to thank Bianca for having us go Facebook Live on Soulsville, here in the heart of South Memphis, at Universal Paramount Place at Dallas West. And once again, my name is Ekpe. If you want to go to my website and see and listen to some of my music, my website is ekpemusic.com. That's spelled EKPE. Music, you know how to spell music.com. And so you can go on and look at some of my performances on there. And so anyway,